guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So we have finally made it to letter D, the fourth letter in the alphabet. And today I have 19 brands that start with the letter D that are great brands to have in your repertoire, in your mind, on your brands list, physically or mentally, that you should look out for when you're thrifting or wherever you go sourcing. These are great clothing brands that are great to know and keep an eye out for when you are sourcing to resell. I'm a part-time clothing reseller and I have been collecting brands now for about a year. There's definitely more D brands than this, and it's not just about brand when it comes to picking up things to resell. There are also factors that need to be accounted for, but these are 19 brands that I wanted to go through with you guys. In case you don't know any of them, they will help you out in your reselling business. So first of all, we have the brand Doan, spelled D-O-E-N. Very, very expensive brand. Their clothing embodies cottagecore to a T. It's just women's clothing, but they have beautiful cottagecore peasant vibe dresses and sweaters and all just different types of women's clothing. Next, we have the brand Tate, spelled D-A-V-I-D space T-A-T-E. And David Tate sells women's shoes. So it's a women's shoes brand, and they have like all different kinds of shoes. So it's not just one style of women's shoes. It's a bunch of different styles of women's shoes. Next, we have the brand Dags Mejan or Dags Mejan, something like that. It's spelled D-A-G-S-M-E-J-A-N. This is why I spell words out because I might not pronounce them correctly. And Dags Mejan sells men's and women's sleepwear plus bedding. So definitely a great sleepwear, loungewear brand to look out for. Next, we have the brand Danco, one of my absolute favorite brands to resell. It's not that hard to come across, and they can make some really cool and pretty supportive shoes. It's women's shoes. That's what Danco sells, and they're comfort shoes, so that what makes them a little bit more expensive than just your average day cute shoe. Next, we have the brand Diane or Diana von Furstenberg, spelled D-I-A-N-E space V-O-N space F-U-R-S-T-E-N-B-U-R-G. And Diane von Furstenberg sells women's clothing. Very expensive women's clothing. I actually have come across this brand one time. I bought it. I had it in a haul video, actually, I think way back, but it ended up having a flaw, and so I had to exchange it. Great brand. Next, we have the brand Danong, spelled D-A-N-A-N-G, and Danong sells women's clothing. I think they're also known for their silk specifically. I went to every website for all of these brands, and on their website in particular, they had a link to, or like a icon, you know, when you go down and they have like men's, women's, and then they have like shirts, dresses, tops. They had a specific section for all their silk clothing, so I'm assuming that they're known for their silk. Next, we have the brand Double D Ranch, spelled D-O-U-B-L-E, space D, space R-A-N-C-H. And exactly like their name, they sell women's ranch wear, country wear, you know, rodeo, that type of aesthetic clothing. Next, we have the brand Derek Lamb 10 Crosby, or for short, Derek Lamb, spelled D-E-R-E-K space L-A-M space 10 space C-R-O-S-B-Y. And Derek Lamb 10 Crosby sells women's sophisticated clothing. That's how I would describe their clothing that they sell. It looked very sophisticated to me. Next, we have the brand Doan, which is an anthropology brand, and Doan is spelled D-O-L-A-N. They sell women's clothing. That's the simplest way I could put that. Next, we have the brand Dixon, spelled D-I-X-X-O-N. And Dixon is known for their flannels. I think that not all their flannels are worth money, but some of their flannels are, and they can go for a good amount. Dixon sells men's and women's and youth clothing, but they're specifically known for their flannels. Next is the brand Descent or Descente, spelled D-E-S-C-E-N-T-E. And Descent sells men's and women's ski wear, outerwear. So keep an eye out for Descent when you are in the outerwear section for men's and women's, like the coats, or if you come across a pair of snow pants. Next, we have the brand Dress the Population, spelled D-R-E-S-S space T-H-E space Population, and dress the population just like their name. It's kind of a play on words. They sell women's dresses. Next we have the brand Daily Drills, spelled D-A-I-L-Y space D-R-I-L-L-S. The I in drills is actually an exclamation point, but I mean, that's a minor detail. And Daily Drills sells men's and women's coastal kind of resort wear looking clothing plus swimwear. Next we have the brand Dress to Kill, spelled D-R-E-S-S space T-O space K-I-L-L. And Dress to Kill sells women's artsy looking clothing, very artsy looking, art to wear type of clothing. Next we have the brand Dovetail, spelled D-O-V-E-T-A-I-L. And Dovetail sells women's workwear exclusively, which is awesome that there's like a workwear brand that's specifically for women. I think that's totally awesome. Go girl power, right? Next we have the brand Dr. Collectors, spelled D-R space C-O-L-L-E-C-T-O-R-S. And Dr. Collectors sells men's and women's simple looking clothing. That's the best way I could describe their clothing. Next we have the brand Dish, spelled D-I-S-S-H. And Dish, with 2 S's, is a women's contemporary minimalist clothing brand. That's how I would describe their clothing, contemporary minimalist, and they only sell women's. Second to last brand, 2 more brands to go. We have the brand Dale of Norway, spelled D-A-L-E space O-F space N-O-R-W-A-Y. And Dale of Norway sells men's, women's, and kids' sweaters and outerwear. I think they're known for their sweaters though, their knitwear. And then last but not least, we have the brand Dre Van Noten, spelled D-R-I-E-S space V-A-N space N-O-T-E-N. I've actually come across this brand one time before. Their tag looks very, very unassuming. I was in the women's long sleeve shirt section at a thrift store and I came across this brand and I'm like, Dre Van Noten, that seems familiar to me. And I looked up on Google and I was seeing, you know, high dollar signs. So I decided to get it for like $4 and come to find out it was a men's shirt with a ruffle detail. I think I listed it for $85 and it sold for $55 on an offer very, very quickly. So very unassuming brand, but a great brand to look out for. And Dre Van Noten sells men's clothing, women's clothing, accessories, and everything. I think they also sell home decor, fragrance, and makeup. With that brand, that is all the brands for today's video. I hope you at least learned one new brand. If you did, let me know which brand that was down below because that would be really interesting to know. Anyway, I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye.